Okay, so I'm obviously picking up on that and your podcast as well, Leverage Lifestyle. It's about sort of trying to achieve, results or things in a much quicker way than
Mm.
you would ordinarily. But where do you think the balance lies between, leveraging in order to do something at an accelerated pace versus actually doing something that you like? I guess
Mm.
probably,
Okay,
yeah.
so for me, one of the things I like to take people through is actually like, what are they doing now, and
Hmm.
is it what they would be doing anyway, sort of
Yeah.
thing. So if you're becoming, say, people listening to this, if they're maybe still in a job and they're looking to start a business, or they've
Mm-hmm.
started a business, like, why did you do that to
Yeah.
start with?
Yeah.
What was the purpose behind it? And actually, is the business helping you fulfill that?
Yeah.
So I think there's a great combination,
Yeah.
and that is being able to do what you love
Love.
and you got a passion for, you're really good for, all
Mm-hmm.
of that, in order to leverage it to create some income and a lifestyle that you want. And if you can marry those two together, that for
Yeah.
me is a leveraged
Is the
lifestyle.
leverage. Yeah.
And look, I believe you can get that through being an employee as well. And if you can get that, through a guaranteed salary,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic, like holy grail, like that is just the place you want to be.
Yeah.
But again, as a business owner, and the whole leveraged lifestyle piece is that you should be able to get to choose your hours.
Yeah.
You get to work smarter, not harder all the times. That
Mm-hmm.
you're working on the areas of the business or what you do really well, and you're playing to your strengths, and you're
Mm-hmm.
outsourcing, leveraging, or automating the bits that you're not so good at.
Yeah.
And for me, that is a leveraged lifestyle.
Yeah.
Doing the bits that you love, working smarter, not harder,
Mm.
and creating a lifestyle that works for you and your
For you.
family, and throughout your years that will change as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And it's coming back to that why you started it, or why you're doing it all,
Yeah.
and is it still in line, and have those things changed, and therefore,
Yeah.
maybe you want to spend more time in the business again because you're ready to scale up again, or
Yeah.
the kids have gone off to school and now you've got more time again, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I see. So, in terms of challenges, or when it comes to training and advice from people, mentors in business, um, I mean, how can you distinguish or tell, especially for people who are just starting, how can they distinguish good advice or bad advice, or good mentor or bad mentor? Because
Mm,
you can't get into those
yeah.
difficulties as well in business.
This is it. So for me, I'm always watching really for my next mentor.
Yeah.
So it's very unlikely that it's going to be a person I meet for the very first time,
Yeah.
unless they have some sort of like magical power or something. So for me, I'm watching a lot. Like, so maybe I'll do some of their, listen to their podcast,
Yeah.
read their book if they've got one,
Yeah.
watch them across socials, like really kind of following what they do,
Mm-hmm.
watching what they do. Ideally, if you can get some recommendations from people who
Yeah.
have worked with them,
Yeah.
what are they up to? Are they living a lifestyle you want? Are
Mm-hmm.
they doing the things you want to do?
Yeah.
Because I think there's some people that I follow and are mentors, and they are pretty much workaholics.
Yeah.
And for me, that's not the lifestyle I necessarily want. So I take a little bit from that and like,
Yeah.
okay, what can they teach me and what are they doing? But how can I then make it work for me and my family and my lifestyle?
Yeah.
So it's not to say I don't take a little kind of cherry pick from each mentor that I've got,
Mm-hmm.
and even my peers, I would call my mentors at times.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so, there's someone you're really resonating with, who's got the lifestyle you want, who's living it, like, and you're watching, like,
Yeah.
they really are living it.
Mm.
Because, I think the interesting thing is, like, especially on Instagram, you get all these glossy photos,
Yes.
and then you realize,
Absolutely.
like, they were completely posed and all that. So, like, I try to find, like, what I call, like, the real shots.
Mm.
So, for example, like, I took a picture yesterday. I was doing a sales and marketing meeting with my husband, who's also my business partner,
Yeah.
and my youngest son wouldn't go down for his nap. And
Mm.
so we were just having the meeting in the
Yeah.
sitting room while he's running around playing. And I just took a little picture of him, like,
Mm.
this is what a leveraged lifestyle is like
Wow.
for me. Because I'm getting to run my business, I'm getting to be a mum.
Yeah.
Like, my son's there, it's great. And,
Wow.
and you make it work around it.
Yeah.
So, like, I know therefore that people might come to me who are also mums, for example,
Yeah.
who are trying to run their business, who have got little ones, and they're like, okay, how do you make it work? And it's like, this is how I'm making it work. Like,
Yeah.
I'm showing you.
Wow. Yeah.
And so they know then they can relate to me, I can relate back, I come with some real experience that they can see.
Yeah.
It's all of that.
Wow. Yeah. And actually picking up on that, on one of your posts on Facebook. You had this picture. You are sitting on the beach with your laptop and working. For me, that resonated as this is
That's it.
a
And
leverage lifestyle.
that was I always joke about it because a beach a laptop on the beach and you see all these pictures and I'm like no, this was the holy grail. This was the private Wi-Fi enabled beach, so like you can actually be on the laptop and actually do some work. But for me the funny thing is like, yeah, obviously it's a great photo. I'm there in Bermuda the week of my 31st birthday, like I'm there, it's real, like but I'd seen that shot like on, kind of PowerPoints and, this sort of thing. And you see it everywhere. And like, I wanted that for myself. And then essentially within 2 years, there I was on my private Wi-Fi enabled beach. So yeah.
Very inspiring. It's really good.
Thank you.
I mean, moving on to, what advice would you give to people who are looking to get into business, but maybe they are struggling with ideas, or what is it that they can do, what is it that they are good at, or basically the start. How can they make that first start?
So I feel like there's kind of 3 routes why people get into business. Like, I could be wrong, I'm sure there's more, but this is how I see it. So number 1, it's the thing you're really good at. So maybe you're already employed in it. Maybe it's the hobby you've had for a long time. Maybe it's what you end up teaching other people. But essentially you then decide, I'm going to be now the business owner of that thing. So the trouble is, sometimes you being good at the thing doesn't make you a good business owner of that thing. Because there's a lot that comes with being a business owner, and we'll kind of go into that. The second is you suddenly go, right, I'm fed up with my job, or like I don't want to be an employee anymore. I want my own business. I'm just going to create a business. And so you pick one, like you Google what's the easiest business to start. And I know one of my friends started was like an eBay reselling business, because she spent like 50 quid on some clothes from a charity shop, repackaged them, took the pictures and sell them on. So she knew she wanted to get out. She kind of knew that was a way to do it, and that's what she did. The third way is that you would then come to maybe someone like me and you go, okay, I really want to create a business. I want to learn about a business though that's completely new, like I've never done it before. So this could be selling online, this could be monetizing a podcast, this could be creating a property business, whatever. So I know I want a business, but I'm going to come and learn it and then learn how to create a business from it. Does that make sense? There's kind of like 3 routes. So for me, I went the third route, really. So I had an idea that I always wanted to be a business, but actually it kind of could have been anything in the end. And what I started with was property. And then I went and got myself educated in property. And then I've got mentors in property, and I've gone and done property. Like I took the route. So in some ways, I love property because it's a great asset model, great for passive income. Like I've leveraged so much of it out to my team, both physical and virtual. But I love to, like, for me, property is really a people business, and I love chatting with people, so it's great. And from that point of view, it's enabled me to then do other businesses after that as well. So obviously then, because I like talking, it was like, well, I'll have a podcast, and then training people in podcasting, and so that's how we met.
Absolutely.
There you go. And so that for me, I think if it allows you to do the things you love to do, so whether you start down a business route and then you can leverage it to then go and do the thing you love, or you choose the thing you love and then you learn how to create it into a business. But I definitely think we're not taught how to run a business at school. We're not taught that we can go invest in property or invest in commodities or whatever you want to invest in, whatever your investment models. We're not taught that at school. So you do have to go and find other people who've either done it, and that's the idea, that they've done it, and they're doing it and they're successful at it. And maybe they've had some challenges along the way, because actually that's more well-rounded, and they can teach you then where not to make those mistakes, and how to not get into those challenges ideally, or how to at least get through them if you find them yourself in them. And so I quite like that model of, okay, if you do want to get into business, and it could kind of be anything, like come and learn it from someone who's been there and done it. They can tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and you can learn it firsthand, and you can go, okay, maybe I'll just come and do, like, I don't know, a day's training. I'll see if it's for me. I'll see if I like the idea. And then it's like, okay, maybe I'm going to invest some more time into it. And you kind of build up from there, because I think sometimes when people, like, say, business on something they knew and loved, they'll love the thing and then they'll hate being a business owner.
Being a business
Yeah.
owner, yeah.
Or then they think, I'll just be a business owner and it will be like anything, and I'll go and do it myself. And it's like they'll face challenges along the way that, you know, maybe they've never dealt with, I don't know, setting up a company, for example, a company's house and all that. So for me, the real thing is like, okay, if it could be anything, go spend some time, figure it out from people who've been there, done it, all of that. It's a fantastic route into business. And you can do, like I said, podcasts, books, through live events now with people, and sit down and have those conversations. Like, do you think this is someone like me? What will it take? You know, what do I have to do? What are the hours I'm going to have to put in? What's the investment I'm going to have to make? Monetary, time, you know, headspace, all of that. What challenges might I face? And you know, I always think a lot of people, there's many people, should I say, not a lot of people, there are many people out there who want to have a business because they think it's going to give them a lifestyle straight away, but actually they're going to have to put a little bit of time in up front, make some sacrifices, have people think they're probably a little bit crazy for giving up maybe a salary or a normal job, and so it's people who are ready to go through that. Then there are so many resources out there. Just make sure you tap into them.
So from your experience or just general in business, what would you say are the key challenges of business?
I feel like it's going to depend on what you're like as a personality. So for me, I know I'm very much vision, brand, marketing, sales, and all of that. And I'm great at starting new things, but that also can mean I'm not always good at finishing things, and I'm not always good at then the intricacies of it. So luckily, I found my partner, my husband, who obviously at the time I wasn't in business when we met each other, but he is a management accountant by profession. He loves systems and processes. He's done like Prince 2 project management. He definitely is the guy who sits behind. And I think that makes why we are good partners, because we're quite different, but we have similar visions and values, and that's what then heads us in the same direction. And so anything I'm starting, he can then help finish. I'll create the strategy I'll create the strategy, he'll create the system. So for me, that is where the challenge comes, because one, you need to be really self-aware and know what your strengths are, but you need to be really clear on what your weaknesses are, and don't be afraid of them. Okay, these are my weaknesses, and these are the people or the power team or the network I'm going to have to tap into, because I don't know how to run payroll or do financing, or maybe it's the other bit, you don't know how to do sales or marketing, or but you're really good at the finance bit. So it's figuring out what you're really good at, and then going, okay, so what's that mean I can't do, or I need to find people who are great at that. And that might be training with them, learning from them. It might be employing them. It might be outsourcing to them. So for example, like, you know, I need, and even Steve, my husband, who is a management accountant, we still have an accountant at the end of the year to go through all that. And so it's finding those people who are going to help you build your business, so you can do the bit you're great at, and then you can network, outsource, and leverage the people who it's all about people. Business is about people. It really is.
So what do you think is the role of you know, giving back to society, for example, or just, you know, whether it's charitable activities or something, because they say, you know, giving is the best form of receiving. So how does that play out in your world?
So overarching thing for me is I believe business can be an absolute force for good, and I do believe money will only make you more of what you are. And I like to think I'm a good person. I've always been thinking about how I can give back, especially through business. So one of the things we actually do with our business, to give you a real life example, is within our service accommodation units, every toilet is twinned with a latrine in the third world. So really simple, it has a little plaque. And the idea is that, one, it's funding a sanitary toilet facility for, you know, someone out there in the world. And this is what I always think. I like to think as business and what we do on a global scale, because I think it's all interlinked, and if, you know, helping someone on the other side of the world, like, it will come back. It will eventually, and even if it doesn't matter. And for me, like, this little plaque, people see it, and like, we've got them in our own home as well, and it's that ripple effect of people going, oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
It's like 1 in 3 people don't have access to a sanitary toilet in the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, right? Like,
Yeah.
we take it for granted where we live.
Yeah.
So just things like that of how can we do. I mean, my husband loves running, so he's done marathons for charities and things like that. He always feels like funny about asking people for money for this charity. I'm like, you're not asking for you, it's for the charity.
For the charity,
So I think if we can, one, help promote charities or charitable organisations through our businesses, if we can put some of our profits or revenue into helping them, like say what we do with this toilet twinning, if we can also, as businesses, try and do as little harm to the world, the planet, to people, and be a force for good, be a great example, inspire people to do good. For us, again, with our service accommodations, like I don't have any products that have been tested on animals. I don't have any animal products in that because that's a personal value of mine. And so I just think, if we can improve our carbon footprint, all of these things that are just going to make
big
difference, like a global impact. And so, business has the ability to be a great force for good. And I think it's our responsibility as business owners, as entrepreneurs, to promote that and kind of give back.
Good. So as we get to the end, what is the vision for you? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years?
So I feel like every time anyone asks me this, it's probably changing. And I think it's the thing, as my children, they're still fairly young at the moment, but I'm already keep envisioning as they get older and what I want to share with them and like the lifestyle I want to have with them. And so for me, it's always just being having the freedom and choice. That's the big vision of our life as our family. The big kind of overarching vision for me personally, for my family, for our businesses, for the kind of the global vision is to have a planet that not just survives but thrives. Because I feel like if we can do business, our business can do good. If we're leveraging those businesses so we have more time to help, to give back, to do the right things in terms of the planet and the crisis that we're going through at the moment, then that's only a good thing. And if I can share with more people how they can leverage their time, their money, their knowledge, so they're not having to work every hour of the day, they can be up to bigger things as well. So for me, that's the big vision. I mean, there's lots of goals within that, obviously, to kind of hit that, but that's the big thing I'm always aiming towards.
Okay, cool. So we get finished with a light-hearted game.
Oh, okay. Love a game.
This is a this or that game. So
okay.
You get to
pick one. I assume it has to be quick.
Just
right, okay.
Okay, so first one, cars or trucks?
Cars.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Sweet, okay. Piercings or tattoos?
Piercings. Yeah, I don't have any tattoos, and I've only got one ear pierced. Like, it's not even like.
Shower or tub?
Shower.
Yeah. TV shows or movies?
Movies.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay. Mountains or beach?
Beach.
Good. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Puzzles or board games?
Oh, board games.
Board games, yeah. Okay.
Although my daughter would say puzzles. She likes puzzles.
Sandals or stilettos?
Sandals.
Sandals. Comedy or drama?
Oh, drama. I think.
And freedom or hope?
Freedom. Yes. That was a tricky one. But yeah, freedom.
Family or friends?
Family.
Mark or Rob?
Have
to be careful. What do you say? You can say both. It's okay.
Both. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I winged that on Jamie York.
Excellent.
Definitely Rob. No, Mark. Definitely Mark. I said Rob will be on the corner. I said I don't care.
This is it. Yeah, we have a good time. We have a good time with Mark and Rob.
Good. So. And just to finish off, where can people find you? For
Wow.
example? I know you've got the podcast Leverage Lifestyle.
Indeed, yeah. iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, all the good places for Leverage Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Catherine Turner, Catherine with a C. Catherine Turner Speaker, if you just put that into Google. Again, LinkedIn, Facebook, I'm on there, Catherine Turner Speaker.
Yeah.
And Instagram and Twitter, I think I'm Catherine Ann T,
Yeah.
Ann without any. So yeah,
brilliant.
nice and simple. Or website where you can find absolutely everything is
everything.
catherineaturner.com.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Catherine.
Thank you so much for having me, Alex. It's been a pleasure.
On the podcast.
Thank you.